Alright. Well, all that's left in front of us right now is Kagura, but in order to get her to appear...
あれは庄屋さん。
We gotta save this guy. Because if you go into the house, there's nothing in there. Alright. Alright, so the translation here is... according to the Deep L translator, Michiru is calling out, "Oh, that's the village headman." While Google Translate result is Kururugi questioning, "Oh, is that the village headman?" And in the English version, Kururugi is just questioning, "Is that the headman?" So, pretty much the same thing. The only difference though is the Deep L translator is making it as like, oh, like Kururugi's pointing out what they're seeing, while the others are questioning like, wait, what's going on?
お助け。
And the headman's response, in the English version, is "Help me," while according to Google Translate results, the translation is "Help." Debell translator, for whatever reason, has it as, "Oh, I'll get you." Okay, whatever.
さっきはよくもと言いたいところだけど、今はそれどころじゃないよね。
Ooh, this is not in her thoughts. Oh, this is interesting. You could actually hear the spite in Kururugi's voice. Holy shit. He's like, "Oh, I shouldn't. I shouldn't." So in the English version, Kururugi just kind of laments, "She really doesn't deserve our help, but something isn't right." Google Translate is actually a little weird because the Google Translate result is, "I'd like to say that earlier, but that's not the time for that right now." The Deep L translator I would say is a bit more accurate. It's just worded weirdly. According to the Deep L translator, the translation is, "How dare you?" I would say, "I don't have time for this right now." So I think the better translation would have been Kururugi spitefully saying, "How dare you ask for help?" Or so I would have said. But this isn't the time for that right now. So it's definitely a little interesting that in the English version, even though they don't really do anything to show the difference between spoken and thought dialogue, their choice of wording feels a bit more like Kurugi is having an inner thought about whether or not to help the headman. But here in the Japanese version, it's very clear that Kururugi is speaking out loud and is being like, "I would very much like to rip you apart for how you treated me. But based on the current situation, this isn't the time to do it."
ああ、妖怪に囲まれとるしな。
And this is also a bit different too. Shippo's responding much more calmly than in the English version. In the English version, Shippo is very verbally concerned. Come on, where is it? Yeah. Shippo calls out, "Oh, he's surrounded by demons." But according to the translation, Shippo is responding to what Kururugi says with, "Yeah, he's surrounded by yokai." So even Shippo's like, "Yeah, with how you were treated by this guy, from what you told us, you'd have every right to just rip into him or completely ignore him. But he's being attacked by demons, so we should do something. Like, it isn't the time to be petty."
ちょっと待って、今助けてあげるから。
So it is, that change of context is pretty interesting. Let's see. In the English version, Kururugi responds with, "Hold on a minute, I'll help you." While the translations I'm getting both say, "Wait a minute, I'll help you now." So, yeah. I don't know, I'm finding a lot of these differences really interesting. Oh, and they got the jump on us? God damn it. Okay. So that's what the seal looks like. Okay. Oh! Right. So now we're going to see the very interesting thing with Kururugi. But first, Shippo, Foxfire Defense. So, I can't access my techniques. That's what Seal does. It locks characters from using their techniques. But for Kururugi specifically, it does something unique. I did bring this up when I did the English version, but I'm gonna bring it up again. The normal attack. We saw before, when we went to the old temple, Kururugi's normal attack is throwing a ball of energy. Whereas before, he just run up and punch things. While sealed, Kururugi returns to running up and punching his enemies. Which makes sense. Kururugi is sealed from using their power. Oh, right, I can't heal with Kagome. Yeah, no, that makes total sense. Ooh, good for Kagome. Good crit Shippo. Then InuYasha should clear this one up. What does he say here? Even in 10 years, you couldn't beat us. Okay. Woo! I didn't even hit level 10 off of this. So in the English version, everyone was like level 10 going into the fight with Kagura. And InuYasha had the backlash wave. I don't have access to the backlash wave for this fight. Oh, this is going to be interesting. But, oh, Kagome learned something. What is that? Oh, the ceiling arrow. Hold on. Isn't that one of her special techs? Ceiling arrow. Okay, it is ceiling arrow. Okay. Let's see. Okay. This is an interesting conversation from the headman. Just need to get to the English version to see what the comparison is. Okay, so... in the English version, the headman says, "Thank you so much. I don't deserve your kindness." According to the Google Translate result, he says, "Thank you for your help. You're such a kind person, even after what you've been through." And the Deep L Translate result is, "Thank you for your help. Even after I put you through all that, what a sweet man you are." I don't know. I do like the Google Translate result a lot better.
それはもういいけど、一体どうしてこんなことに。
And then Kururugi's response is, "Well, that's fine, but how did this happen?" While in the English version, Kururugi responds with, "Don't worry about that, but what are you doing here?" I mean, the translated result definitely fits a bit better than "what are you doing here?" because this is the headman's home. Why wouldn't he be here? So I would definitely go with the translated result.
あの神楽という女に騙されたのでございます。まさか城の使者が妖怪だとは。
Right. Okay. So according to the translation, the headman's response is, "I was deceived by that woman Kagura. I never imagined that the castle's messenger was a yokai." While in the English version, he responds with, "I was tricked by that Kagura woman. I had no idea the castle's messenger was a demon." It's close enough. Like, it's pretty accurate there.
神楽か。奴は一体どこにいるんだ。
And InuYasha saying, "Kagura? Where the hell is she?" For whatever reason, the translation says, "Where the hell is he?" Okay. But in the English version, InuYasha responds with, "Huh, Kagura. Where is she now?" I do think the translated result of "where the hell is she" is definitely more fitting for InuYasha's character.
この先でございます。あの女め、わしを妖怪の餌にしようと。
Right. And the translation of this is just up ahead. That woman was trying to feed me to the yokai. Whereas in the English version, he responds with, "She's just ahead. She tried to feed me to the demons." So again, pretty good translation there. Either one works.
この先か。よし、行こうぜ。
Alright. And then in the English version, InuYasha responds with, "Just ahead, huh? Alright, let's go." While the translation is, "This way? Alright, let's go."
ここは危ないから、庄屋さんはどこかに隠れててください。
Let's see. Kururugi's response is, "It's dangerous here, so please hide somewhere, village headman." I mean, town headman makes sense because it's Kasasagi town, not Kasasagi village, but whatever. In the English version, Kururugi says, "It's dangerous here, so you should hide." Pretty much the same. Kururugi just doesn't say headman, pretty much. But, need to pick this up.
いいもの見つけた。
As this should be cicada skin. Yep. Or cicada shell, it apparently translates as, but whatever. Just gonna need that for later. Moment. Okay. Alright, time to go into the fight. Oh, right, no, before I do that. Let's see. 50 to you. 50 to you. That's 100. I'll do 50 to you. Actually, no, I know how I could do this with little issue. So I know I've got some that restore 20. And 25. There we go. Alright. Let's see what Kagura has to say.
見つけたぜ、カグラ。やっぱりお前だったんだな。
Okay. According to the translation, InuYasha is saying, "I found you, Kagura. It was you after all." While the English version, he says, "I found you, Kagura. I knew it was you." I mean, both could work.
Gonna
be honest, I've never heard Kagura's voice in Japanese. Not bad. According to the translation, the Deep L translator is translating Kagura's dialogue as, I thought it was kind of noisy. It's you, InuYasha. While Google Translate has it as, I thought there was some commotion, and it was you guys, InuYasha. The English version, she says, I thought I heard noises. It was you guys. I mean, they're all close enough.
あんたが神楽か。なぜ僕を捕まえさせたりしたんだ。
All right. Let's see. According to this, okay, interesting. Let's start with the English version first. Kururugi speaks out with, so, you're Kagura. Why are you trying to capture me? The translation, though, comes out as, you're Kagura. Why did you let me get captured? I mean, the English version, I'd say, works better. For the translation, I'd probably reword it as, why did you want me captured?
ほう、お前がその小僧かい。なるほどね。
All right. Ooh, interesting. So in the English version, Kagura responds with, so, you're the boy. According to Google Translate, Kagura is saying, oh, so you're that kid. I see. While the Deep L translator is, oh, you're that little boy, aren't you? I see. I don't know, just kind of going off of how Kagura is, I do think she'd be insulting enough to call Kururugi little boy, or if you're playing as Kaname, little girl. I don't know, I just think that would be fitting for her, so I'd probably go with the Deep L translation result for this.
僕をこの世界に呼んだのはあんたなのか。
According to Google Translate, Kururugi is asking, were you the one who called me to this world? While the English version... Well, Kururugi says, did you summon me into this world? I mean, contextually it's the same. I just kind of like the wording of the translated result a bit better.
そうなら僕を元の世界に返してくれよ。
Ooh, this is a tone difference too. So in the English version, Kururugi kind of sounds like, let's see. Kururugi sounds a bit more aggressive, like, if so, you'd better send me back. But here, he's going like, just, like, yeah, okay. Okay, here we go. Hold on. So in the English version, Kururugi says, if it was you, you'd better send me back. But according to the translation, Kururugi is saying, if so, please send me back to my world. So the English version definitely is trying to make Kururugi come off as making a threat, like, you better send me back home or else. But the Japanese version, Kururugi is like, please, I don't want to be here. Just send me back home. I don't know. It's an interesting difference.
返す 面白いことを言うね。
All right. So according to the translation, Kagura is responding with "send you back." That's an interesting thing to say. While in the English version, she snaps back with "send you back." How interesting.
なんで私がそんなことしなきゃいけないんだい。
Which "send you back," how interesting, and "send you back," that's an interesting thing to say. Could like do sound similar enough, but I do think the translation result of "that's an interesting thing to say" is a bit more interesting. But that's just me. Let's see. Wow, for all that text, this is all it comes out with? Okay. According to the Google Translate, Kagura asks, "Why should I have to do that?" While in the English version, she asks, "Now, why would I do something like that?" Yeah, I mean, they're similar enough.
相変わらずいけすかねえやつだな。切り刻んでやるから覚悟しやがれ。
All right. Here, InuYasha saying, huh. All right. English version, InuYasha says, "You're pathetic as always. I'm gonna cut you to shreds. Got that?" I'm definitely getting some different translations. From the Deep L translator, InuYasha is apparently saying, "He's still the same old jerk. I'm gonna cut you into little pieces, so get ready for it." While the Google Translate result is, "You're still a disgusting guy. I'm gonna chop you up, so prepare yourself." Uh, I mean, I do like InuYasha calling Kagura pathetic because, like, that's absolutely what he'd say. So, so I'd probably change the wording to "You're pathetic as always." And then, which one should I go with? Yeah, okay. So rewording the translation, I'd probably go with "You're pathetic as always. I'm gonna cut you into little pieces. So, either so prepare yourself or so get ready for it." That's just how I'd probably go with it.
やれやれ、相変わらず野蛮なことだね。
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, this wording is interesting. So in the English version, Kagura responds with, "Go ahead. As always, you're such a mutt." But according to the translation, Kagura is saying, "Oh dear, still as barbaric as ever." At least according to Google Translate, according to the Deep L translator, she says, "Oh dear, as usual, you're wild and barbaric." I do think I preferred the Google Translate result a bit better. And compared to the English version, like, the English version is definitely Kagura trying to goad InuYasha into the fight. But the translation, going by the translation, it sounds more like she's bored of him. Like, you're such a barbarian, you bore me. But hey, now we get our fight. All right. Hey, at least now we're getting something of an actual fight. Yeah, let's at least get rid of the ads. Oh, they're not gone. Okay, Arrow of Ceiling's a regular attack. Yeah, that was her Dance of Blades. I don't know what the actual translation of it is. Okay. I mean, in that case, I may as well just put up my defenses. Because, no, that did hurt InuYasha quite a bit. Oh, they're still up? I don't remember them taking so many hits. I mean, in this case, since Kururugi's the one focusing down on this single target. Okay, that's also different from the English version. One moment. So yeah, in the English version, when using Kagome's cheer, like just the way she spoke when using it was more like she was standing right next to. She was standing right next to them, being like, "You can do it." But here, it definitely had more sound of like she's yelling, "You can do it." Like actually loudly cheering. think they'd be fine with taking another hit.
どうだ
Ooh, nice damage.
任せて。それ、やった。
There we go.
ほらか。
Which means Haru should waste her next turn. Yeah, reset defense.
行くぞ。
まだまだ行くよ。
Huh? That certainly didn't sound like a Dance of the Dead situation. Interesting. And then Shigmo just gets the next turn anyway because he's so fast. Alright. Sure.
見ておれ。桜井族。参ったか。
よし おしょしやがれ風の傷もらったすごいよ犬夜叉よし
Hold on. Okay, defense up is still there. Oh, that's a different icon too. All right. That's not at all what it looks like in the English version.
燃え盛る炎よ怒りの刃となれどうだ
Alright. Arrow ceiling, let's see what this does.
負けないわよ。
Probably nothing because bosses are immune to static conditions and stat drops. Okay, it did hit
聞いたか
them.
な。
So whatever special abilities they had, they can't use, but I think they just run up the... Yeah, okay. That was pointless. Oh, okay, no, that's... Uh-oh.
ほらか。
Oh, that's starting to hurt. This is items, right? Oh, no. I know this is run away. Oh. No, that... Okay, that's defense, so this is items. Okay. Sure. Okay. Yeah, Kagome's gotta heal him up pretty damn quick. Unless Kururugi gets the kill here. Nope. Okay.
大丈夫？この絆創膏で大丈夫よ。
すまねえ
And make sure that defense is up.
見ておれ。
風神の舞
You never hit Shippo with that! What the heck? Alright. There we go. No experience, though. Alright, one moment.
私としたことが油断した。
Alright, so in the English version, Kagura curses, "Damn, how can I let that happen?" According to the translations, though... Huh. Okay, so the English version definitely makes Kagura come off as more arrogant, because according to the translation, Kagura's response to being beaten is, "Huh, I let my guard down." So yeah, no, there's definitely a difference between English and Japanese Kagura. That's interesting. Oh, hey, that's what he says before he launches every single one of his freaking attacks. Alright. Huh. So in the English version... let's see. In the English version, InuYasha says, "Are you ready to die, Kagura?" The translations I'm getting are a little weird right now, because according to Google Translate, InuYasha is saying, "Go ahead, Kagura." Which I do feel is incorrect. Now, of course, whether or not it should be closer to the English version is what I'm going to be iffy on, because, as we've just noticed, from Kagura, sometimes the characters will say things that don't actually... that are completely different from what they say in Japanese. But, considering InuYasha in the English version is pretty much like questioning, like what he says ends in a question mark, but what he says here in Japanese ends in an exclamation. I think base, if I had to base it off of the English version, I think the translation from InuYasha here should be, "Get ready to die, Kagura." I don't know.
待って犬夜叉、神楽に手配書のことを聞かないと。
It would make sense with Kagome stepping in here as well, but let's see what she says. In the English version, Kagome steps in with, "Wait a minute, InuYasha. We have to ask Kagura about the wanted posters." While according to... Yeah, okay, the translation's pretty much the same. With Kagome saying, "Wait, InuYasha, we need to ask Kagura about the wanted poster." So I do think the translation for InuYasha's line previously is, "Get ready to die, Kagura."
おっと、そうだったぜ。
I think this is interesting. Okay. Not what I thought it was. So in the English version, InuYasha responds with, "Yeah, you're right." But here, InuYasha's response is, "Oh, that's right." As though he just caught himself. Because I'm pretty sure he was about to land that strike before Kagome called out. But then, in the English version, it gives a bit more of a feel that InuYasha was about to wind back the sword for a strike before Kagome called out, and he's like, "Oh, right." Again, just kind of an interesting context change for the situation with the dialogue here. But then...
なんだこれは。
We're not alone. In the English version, InuYasha responds to whatever's going on with, "Huh? What was that?" Well, according to the translation, InuYasha is going, "What? What is this?" At least according to Google Translate, according to the Deep L translator, InuYasha is responding with, "What? What the hell?" Which, I mean, both convey confusion, so I guess either one could work. And get blasted. In the English version, Kururugi just kind of cries out. According to the translation, it seems to be more of a reaction of, "Whoa!" Which makes me wonder then, the English version, I think, might be implying that everyone did get hit by that attack, while the Japanese version kind of seems to suggest that the attack was just to get their attention. It didn't hit anyone. Here we go. In the English version, Kagura says, "Is that a Shikigami? Utsugi?" While according to the translation, instead of like questioning it, it definitely still gives off a sense of confusion, because the translation has Kagura say, "This is a Shikigami, Utsugi."
でも大きさが全然違う。
Huh. I honestly thought this would have been inner dialogue for Kururugi. In the English version, Kururugi does respond to this with Shikigami. It's like mine, but it's completely different in size. But according to the translation, Kururugi is saying, Shikigami? Come to think of it, it's similar to mine, but the size is completely different. I mean, they're pretty much saying the same thing. I just like what the translation does there a bit better.
奈落の命令で助けに来たのか。礼は言わないよ。
Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, I think this is different. Yeah, no, this is a little different. In the English version, Kagura says, Naraku has sent someone to help me, suggesting that she's speaking to InuYasha and the others, but then says don't expect any thanks, which I believe is directed to Utsugi. But according to this translation, Kagura is explicitly directing her attention to Utsugi with, you came to help on Naraku's orders. I won't thank you. So definitely something a bit different. Because from the English version, it definitely makes it come off as, again, Kagura coming off as a bit more arrogant. Kind of like she's saying, I've got backup now, so you're host. But I'm not gonna thank Utsugi. But from the translation, it seems more like she's saying, I don't need help, so I'm not gonna thank you. While also kind of cursing Naraku, which wasn't really a thing with Kagura until late season 3. So considering this game's story is supposed to start shortly after season 2 with InuYasha getting the backlash wave, like this would have been the first sign of Kagura being against Naraku.
てめえ、邪魔しやがると容赦しねえぞ。
I'm really curious what Utsugi sounds like. Alright. In the English version, InuYasha says, stop. You'll be sorry if you get in my way. But according to the translation, InuYasha is saying, you bastard. If you get in my way, I won't show you any mercy. Which I do think fits InuYasha a bit better.
気をつけて犬夜叉。こいつ単なる妖怪とは違う気がするわ。
Alright. Alright, we're getting some interesting stuff here. In the English version, Kagome says, be careful, InuYasha. I don't think this is your typical demon. But according to the translation, Kagome says, be careful, InuYasha. I have a feeling this guy isn't just a yokai. So, of course, English version trying to suggest that Utsugi is a demon, but there's something very different about him compared to other demons they've come across. But according to the translation, Kagome's like, no, like, something about this. I don't think this guy's a demon, but... Or I don't think this guy's a yokai, but... I don't know what he is. So there's definitely a lot more caution here. Because, again, English version is treating Utsugi as an odd demon. Like, a demon that they're like, no, something is very off, but he's still a demon. The Japanese version is like, no, he may present himself as a demon, but there is something wrong here. There is something completely different. He is not a demon. We don't know what he is.
何者だかは知らねえが、邪魔をする奴は叩き切るだけだ。
Oh, please, let me hear what he sounds like. Oh, let me get to that soon. Alright, English version, InuYasha says, I don't care what it is, I'll destroy anything that gets in the way. According to the translation, okay, so, yeah, the English version, has InuYasha directing his response to Kagome, but the Japanese version, is InuYasha directing what he's saying to Utsugi instead. With, I don't know who you are, but anyone who gets in my way is just going to be cut to pieces. So again, like, definitely another kind of context change. InuYasha's pretty much saying the same thing, but to different people. One is to Kagome, one is to Utsugi. Alright. Alright. Got that one. Okay, English version, InuYasha just calls out Windscar to go first attack. According to the translation, InuYasha says, take this, Windscar. Not really any difference, but...
無駄なことだ。
Ooh. Ooh, I like that voice. Still no idea who the voice actor is, though. Let's see. In the English version, Utsugi's response is... You're wasting your time. While Google Translate has this as, it's a waste of time. So, same thing, pretty much. And it comes. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. There is no barrier. It hit. It just didn't do anything. In the English version, InuYasha curses, damn it didn't work. According to the translator, it does need to be reworded, but the translator turned out, says that InuYasha is saying, you idiot, my Windscar. Considering he said, Bakana, I'm pretty sure what InuYasha is actually saying, impossible, my Windscar! Now, how do I know he didn't have a barrier? Because the barriers in this game have a very specific animation on them, so... Like, even in cutscenes, so... If that was supposed to be a barrier, they didn't have the animation for it. In the English version, Shippo says... says it was so easily repelled in regards to the wind scar. While according to the translation, Shippo says he easily repelled it. So it was Utsugi who just kind of brushed aside the wind scar. It wasn't blocked by anything. That was all Utsugi's doing. He just casually, like, backhanded the wind scar or something.
今度はこちらの番。
Ooh. And then in the English version, Utsugi. Okay. Yeah, no. The translation's the exact same as the English version, with Utsugi saying, "Now it's my turn." And then in the English version, Utsugi's incantation is "Dance with my rage." I don't know what he's going to say here.
揺らめくオムライス。
I have no idea what that was, but I'm definitely going to need to get a hold of that line on its own at some point. But, let's see. Just one moment. InuYasha's reaction to getting struck. In the English version, is just, ow! While, according to the translation, InuYasha's either clicking his tongue or gritting his teeth, because it's the sound. But, with that, we're gonna go for a quick break. Let's see what happens after InuYasha's little ass beating.
無理しないで犬やしゃ。違う。
Okay, this definitely sounds better, because in the English version, Kururugi sounds a bit more restrained, or like I don't even know if restrained is the right word, but in the English version, after InuYasha takes that hit, he's like, "Take it easy, InuYasha, you're hurt." But here, like, there was definitely a... Like, he definitely sounded like... hold on. So, according to the translation, Kururugi says, "Don't push yourself, InuYasha. There's blood." Which I think the translation should actually be, "Don't push yourself, InuYasha. You're bleeding." But, like, there was definitely a bit more of a sense of urgency in Kururugi's voice there of trying to stop InuYasha.
かすり傷だ。このくらい。
Like, yeah, no, there are some really weird deliveries in the English version. In the English version, InuYasha says it's only a small cut. Which... According to the Google Translate, InuYasha's saying it's just a scratch, that's it. Which does sound better than it's only a small cut. Like, why not just say it's only a scratch or something? I don't know why the English version went with that.
お前の血、とても綺麗だ。
Huh. Oh, this is interesting. That's an interesting translation. Ooh. So in the English version, Utsugi says, "Your wound. It's beautiful. It's like the setting sun." But according to the translation, Utsugi is saying, "Your blood is so pure." Or, "Your blood is so clean." Depending, according to the Deep L translation result. Google Translate is giving, "Your blood is so pure."
沈みゆく夕日のよう
And continues with, "Like the sinking sunset." From the Deep L, or from the Google Translate result, while the Deep L translation result gives "like a waning sun." So their choice to say "your wound, it's beautiful" is weird. But saying it's like the setting sun, like, is pretty much the same thing. I'm just curious why they decided to go with "your wound is beautiful" rather than "your blood is so pure" or "so clean." It's... huh. Curious. And interesting.
てめえ何言ってやがる
So yeah, like, not only that, the English version makes it seem more like Utsugi... makes it seem like Utsugi's more interested in the wound, while the Japanese version is more interested in the blood. And the blood is more important to Utsugi. So it's weird that the English version went with him focusing on the wound. In the English version, InuYasha responds with, "What are you talking about?" While the translation here from both translators I'm using, InuYasha is saying, "What the hell are you talking about?"
すごい今のも式神の力なのか
Okay, I thought this would have been, Kururugi's inner thoughts as well. I am being very much surprised. So the English version, Kururugi says, "Wow, was that the power of the Shikigami?" But according to the translation, Kururugi says, "Amazing. Was that also the power of a Shikigami?" So, still going on that there are multiple Shikigamis, while the English version is like, no, Shikigami is a power, and is going like, is that just, like, is that how strong Shikigami can be? While the Japanese version is pretty much, is that how strong a is that the possible strength of a single Shikigami? Like that, again, we're getting some interesting context differences in regards to Shikigami between the English and Japanese versions. And I'm all for it.
あいつは一体
Ooh. Ooh. And then in the English version, Kururugi continues with, yeah, Kururugi continues with, "Who are you?" Which, the English version has Kururugi directing to Utsugi. But, according to the translation, it's more like Kururugi kind of muttering their breath and speaking out loud, because the translation here from Google Translate is, what on earth is that guy? While the Deep L translation result is, what the hell is that guy? So, yeah, again, like a context change. English version, Kururugi is directing, who are you, to Utsugi. But according to the translation, Kururugi is speaking out loud to themselves. What is this guy? Alright, and then in the English version, Utsugi directs their attention to Kururugi and says, are you the boy? Or if you're playing as Kagome, Utsugi says, are you the girl? But according to the translation... Huh. Okay, slightly different between the results. Google Translate has Utsugi saying, is that you, kid? While the Deep L translator is saying, is that what you are, kid? So, I almost want to reword it to, are you the one, kid? Or are you the one, child? Just to kind of better fit with the, are you the boy/girl from the English version.
Eh? 僕のこと? どういうことだかわかんないよ。
Right, and then in the English version... Oh, come on. In the English version, Kururugi responds with, huh? Me? What are you talking about? The translation is saying... According to the translation, Kururugi is saying... What about me? I don't know what that means. It's the same across both translation results I've got, so... I'd probably change it a little to, instead of, I don't know what that means, to instead say, I don't know what you mean. It sounds a little better to me. Let's see. Okay. I mean, that translation is interesting. So in the English version, InuYasha is getting frustrated and shouts, "Damn it, get out of the way." According to the translation, InuYasha says, "Damn it, get over it." Which I feel like isn't correct. I do think it should be something closer to, "Damn it, get out of my way." To be a little closer to the English version. But the Deep L translation apparently says that InuYasha is simply saying, "Fuck you." Which, to be fair, would absolutely be an InuYasha thing. So the Deep L translation aside, The Google Translate results could be either, damn it, get out of my way, because InuYasha wants to try and take another swing at Utsugi, or it could still be, damn it, get over it, because probably to try and get Kururugi's attention off of Utsugi. Could be either or, I'm not really sure.
なるほど。
I do think I like how Utsugi sounds in Japanese compared to English. But then again, this is just male Utsugi. It'll be a bit before I can take a crack at female Utsugi. So Utsugi's just saying I see here in both English and Japanese, so don't need to really compare the translation.
神楽、今回の目的は果たした。帰るとするか。
Alright, let's see what this one is. In the English version, Utsugi says, Kagura, I've completed my mission. I'm leaving. And according to the translation, Utsugi says... Ooh! Oh, this is a context change. So like I said, English version, Utsugi says, Kagura, I've completed my mission. I'm leaving. But according to the translation, Utsugi instead says, Kagura, you have accomplished your goal this time. We're leaving. So that's an interesting context change. Utsugi wasn't here to help or to do anything, or like to do a mission of his own. He was here to check on Kagura and the state of things. And he's like, nah, you did fine enough. Let's get out of here.
わかったよ。
Oh, come on. In the English version, Kagura just responds with fine. According to the translation, Kagura's response is damn. I get it. But I feel like that wasn't supposed to be a damn. That sounds more like, that sounded a bit more like Kagura was scoffing. Like, I get it. Like, you know? Alright. And then in the English version, InuYasha calls out, hey, wait! While according to the translator, InuYasha is saying, hey, wait up! Which, I do think the English version does fit better of just saying wait, as in trying to get them to stop from leaving. Yeah, no, that makes a lot more sense.
うつぎ犬やしゃを子供みたいに扱うなんて
So yeah, no, Utsugi's saying that Kagura has already fulfilled her mission and that it's time for them both to leave makes a lot more sense in the situation than Utsugi saying, my mission's complete, I'm leaving, and then Kagura leaving not long after. Well then. Now then. Kururugi's thoughts here in the English version is, I can't believe Utsugi would treat InuYasha like a child. While according to the translations, Google Translate has this as Utsugi treating InuYasha like a child. While the Deep L translator is Utsugi. I can't believe they treated Utsugi like a child. So close enough to the English version, just definitely reworded, or definitely worded differently.
でもあいつなら何か知ってるかも。
And then follows with, in the English version. But I think he may know something. While according to the translations, Google Translate is, but maybe he knows something. While the Deep L translation is, but he might know something. Which, yeah, they're pretty much the same. Yeah. I'm honestly fine with either or. Oh, this exchange is going to be interesting.
おお、やっつけてくださったのですな。
Let's see. Let's see. In the English version, the headman says, "Oh, you defeated them." According to the Deep L translator, he says, "Oh, you've beaten them." But the Google Translate result is, "Oh, you've done it."
うるせえな。見てわかんねえのかよ。逃げられたんだよ。
But here, in the English version, InuYasha responds with, "Are you blind? Can't you see they just ran away?" While, according to the translators, InuYasha says, "Shut up! Can't you see? They got away."
そうカリカリするものじゃないわ。庄屋さんも被害者なんだから。
So the English version pretty much just removed the "shut up." Otherwise, not too different. Let's see. Kagome says, according to the translation, "There's no need to get so worked up about it. The village headman is also a victim." While in the English version, she says, "Don't be so cross. He's a victim too."
そう言っていただけると助かります。
Let's see. Huh. All right. In the English version, Henman says, "Thank you for your understanding." The translations, though, are starting to get a little weird again. According to the Deep L translation, he says, "I'm glad to hear you say that. It will be helpful." But according to the Google Translate result, he's saying it would be helpful if you could say that. Hmm. I'm honestly not. Actually, right, he continues, so let's see what he says next.
わしもまさか城からの使者があんな妖怪だとは思わず。
Okay, this one is, according to the translator, I never thought that the messenger from the castle would be such a monster. I'm pretty sure that's supposed to say, I never thought that the messenger from the castle would be a demon, or yokai.
あなた様には本当に申し訳のないことを。
And ends with, for you, I am truly sorry. Okay, so let's just have a look at this again. So in the English version, with Kagome saying that he's a victim as well, the headman says, "Thank you for your understanding. I had no idea the messenger from the castle would be a demon. I am so sorry for what happened to you." And then let's compare the translation. Kagome saying that he's a victim. Having him start with, it would be helpful if you could say that. Oh, okay, no. Okay, I think I get it. Yeah, so, while it's definitely different from him saying thank you for understanding, I think the context for this is that, he doesn't want to be seen as a bad person for being manipulated the way he was. So he's saying, like, if you could say it would help a lot if you would say and believe that I was a victim just like you. Otherwise, the rest of the dialogue isn't all that different. Saying that, like, I didn't think the messenger from the castle would be a yokai. I'm so sorry.
うん。悪いのはあの宇津木と神楽だろうから。
And then Kururugi. Oh, uh-oh. Okay, those results turned out weird. In the English version, Kururugi says, "That's okay. The evil ones are Utsugi and Kagura." Okay, so according to the translation, Kururugi is saying, yeah, the bad thing is it must be Utsugi and Kagura. But I'm pretty sure that's weirded badly. I'm pretty sure it should be something closer to, yeah, Utsugi and Kagura were the ones who were in the wrong. Or just something like that.
もう気にしないでください。
And then... Yeah, okay. Both in the English and the translation for this, Kururugi ends with, "Don't worry about it anymore." One moment.
おお、なんと寛大な、まるで仏様のようなお方だ。
Hmm. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right then. In the English version, the headman responds with, "Oh, you are so forgiving. You are like Buddha." According to the translator from both results, the headman says, "Oh, how generous. He is like a Buddha." So the English version is... the English version, the headman is trying to equate Kururugi with Buddha, with the Buddha. While apparently with the Japanese version, since it's translating the text as "he is like a Buddha," I'm guessing it's... I'm guessing it's supposed to be Bodhisattva? I think that's the word? Bodhisattva, I think. A person who is able to reach nirvana, but is doing so out of compassion in order to save suffering beings. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, so I've... Okay, yeah, no, I do think the translation then would make a lot more sense if instead of "he is like a Buddha," I think it's supposed to be "he is like a bodhisattva." Since apparently the definition of bodhisattva is a person who is able to reach nirvana but delays doing so out of compassion in order to save suffering beings. And considering he remarked how generous Kururugi is, while in the English version he says, "You are so forgiving." Yeah, okay. I mean, it's also a completely different thing to compare someone to Buddha and calling someone a bodhisattva. But, yeah, as you do.
それはちょっと言い過ぎな気もするぞ。
All right. All right, Shippo. According to the translation, of course, two translation results. So, from the English version, Shippo says, "I think that might be taking it a little too far." While according to the Google Translate result, Shippo is saying, "That seems like a bit of an exaggeration." And the Deep L translation is, "I don't know about that. I think you're overstating things." Contextually, they are the same thing because, like, Shippo's going, I think you're putting a bit too much on this kid.
いいじゃない。優しいのは本当なんだし。
And from Kagome, In the English version, she steps in saying, "Come on, you really are kind." While according to the Google Translate result, she says, "It's okay, you're really kind." The Deep L translator, I don't know, feels a little iffy to me. Because the Deep L translator has Kagome saying, "It's nice to be nice. It's the truth." So again, there's Kagome pointing out just how kind Kururugi is.
ありがとうかごめさん。なんだか嬉しいよ。
Oh! Okay! Oh, this is interesting. So in the English version, Kururugi responds with, "Thanks, Kagome. That's nice of you." While according to the translation, Kururugi says, "Thank you, Kagome-san. I feel really happy." So instead of remarking on how nice Kagome is being, he's letting her know how happy he feels from her saying that he's really kind. Ooh, so we're getting into some fun stuff here. Oh, that's a cute little laugh. That is a cute little laugh. I am not gonna lie. Then again, her little laugh in the English version isn't all that different. Let's see.
それにしても宇津木と神楽のあの口ぶり。
So here. Okay, so the Japanese version definitely makes it more obvious that Kagome is diverting the focus of the conversation, with the translation being, "Even so, the way Utsugi and Kagura spoke." While in the English version, Kagome just went, "From what Utsugi and Kagura were saying." It's like, the English version, she just immediately pivots the conversation. But in the Japanese, she's like, "Okay, so we're done with the compliments. Now for the important thing."
どうやらあなたがこの世界へ来たことと奈落は無関係じゃなさそうね。
Okay. Okay, so bit of a wording difference, but the context isn't. The context is more or less the same. In the English version, Kagome says, "It seems there's a connection between Naraku and your being brought into this world." While the translation has her say, "It seems you're coming to this world and Naraku are not unrelated." So, yeah, just worded differently, but pretty much mean the same thing.
うん。でも、せっかく目の前にいたのに聞き出せなかった。
Right? Kururugi's response here is, according to the translation, Yeah, but even though he was right in front of me, I couldn't get him to answer. While the English version, Kururugi says, it's too bad I wasn't able to ask, even though they were right there. So I do think I would reword the translation a little bit to instead say, but even though they were right in front of me, I couldn't get them to answer.
がっかりしないで。きっとまた機会はあるわ。
Let's see. All right, according to the translation, Kagome says, don't be discouraged. I'm sure you'll have another chance. While the English version, she says, don't give up. I'm sure there'll be another chance. So, pretty much the same thing, just worded a bit differently. Again.
そうじゃ。どうせ奈落はオラたちを放っておいてはくれんのじゃし。
And from Shippo, the translation is, that's right, Naraku won't leave us alone anyway. While in the English version, Shippo says, yes, and I doubt Naraku will be leaving us alone. I kind of like a combination of it. Starting with, that's right, and then I doubt Naraku will be leaving us alone.
Ma, そういうことだな。次は必ず決着をつけてやる。
Alright, according to the English version, InuYasha remarks, well, the next time I'll finish the job. While according to the translation, he says, well, that's how it is. Next time I'll definitely settle it. I kind of like the wording of the translated version a bit better.
それじゃあ、一旦楓おばあちゃんの村に戻りましょう。
Right? According to the translation, Kagome says, well then, let's go back to Grandma Kaede's village for now. While in the English version, Kagome says, well, let's get back to Kaede's village for now. So, pretty much the same thing.
Minasama, お待ちくだされ。
One moment. Hold on. Okay. Here, in the English version, the headman calls out, everyone, please wait. While according to the translation, okay, according to the translation, he's also saying, everyone please wait, so, eh.
Eh? 庄屋じゃねえか。なんだよ、一体。
Okay, in the English version, InuYasha says, hey, it's the headman. What do you want? According to the translations, Google Translate says, oh, isn't it the village headman? What on earth is this? I think it should be reworded probably to something like, no, it's the village headman. What is it?
わずかではございますが、これをお受け取りくだされ。
Let's see. Alright, in the English version, the headman says, it's not much, but please take this. While, according to Google Translate, he says, it's only a small amount, but please accept this.
お詫びと感謝の気持ちでございます。
And follows with... we would like to express our apologies and gratitude. I do think that should instead be reworded to, I would like to express my apologies and gratitude. Although, considering his position within the town as the person in charge, I guess it would make sense for him to refer to himself as we. Although in the English version, he says it's a token of my apology and thanks. So, yeah, reword the translation to, I would like to express my apologies and gratitude.
Eh, お金?
In the English version, Kururugi just questions money. While according to the translator, Google Translate has this as, money. But I kind of like the Deep L translation's result of, what? Money? Because, of course, Kururugi's not expecting a reward, much less a monetary reward.
ほう、結構な額じゃな。これだけあれば団子がたくさん買えるぞ。
Let's see. Okay, this is a slight context change. Kind of. It's still in line with Shippo's character. But in the English version, Shippo says, wow, there's quite a bit here. We can buy lots of sweets now. While according to the translation, Shippo says, oh, that's a pretty big amount. With this amount, I can buy a lot of dumplings.
でも
I shouldn't need to translate this. It's just Kururugi saying, but... which is also what Kururugi says in the English version.
いいじゃねえか、もらっときゃ。
Alright. Huh, interesting. In the English version, InuYasha says, it's okay, take it. While according to this translation, InuYasha says, why not? take it. So, the English version, InuYasha is saying, like, it's okay. While the Japanese version, he's just like, why not? He's giving it to you.
そうね。気持ちのいいお金だし、いただいてもいいと思うわ。
Okay. Okay, so here's a bit of a context change. But I think it's more of a cultural context change. Because in the English version, Kagome says, it comes from good intentions. I think you should take it. If this translation I got is correct, Kagome is saying, well, it's nice money, so I think I'd be happy to take it, according to Google Translate. While according to the Deep L translator, Kagome says, it's feel-good money, I'd be happy to take it. I do think this is a Japanese cultural context thing. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I would love for someone to call me out on it. But I think the context here is, since the headman is giving money as a form of apology, that's what Kagome means by nice money or feel-good money. Like, I'm trying to apologize, so please take this. Yeah. That, like, again, I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong. And if I am, I hope someone calls me out on that. I hope someone does, because I would like to learn if I'm wrong, if I'm mistaken. So, yeah.
それじゃあいただきます。ありがとう、庄屋さん。
Alright, in the English version, Kururugi says... Okay then, I will accept it. Thank you, Headman. While according to the translation... according to Google Translate, Kururugi says, then I'll take it. Thank you, Headman. While the Deep L translation is, well then, I'll have it. Thank you, Headman. And that's 3,000 currency. And like that, we can just leave. And since we're no longer wanted, we can actually exit from this way. And it's a much easier way to get to and from the headman's house, instead of that stupid maze. Even though the maze is also straightforward, once you figured it out. But... I think now we're gonna go for another quick break. And we're back. Well, nothing else to do but do what Kagome suggests and return to Kaede's village. Oh? One moment. Just need to get the English version there. Yeah, this is just Kagome going like, oh, out of surprise. For whatever reason, the English version had her go, huh? Yeah, Google Translate has this as, ah, like, taken by surprise.
やあ、かごめ様。
And then, right, this was a thing with Moroku a lot in the Japanese version, and I guess technically the manga, although the manga, I think more explicitly they translated it as Lady Kagome. But Moroku always refers to Kagome as Kagome-sama. Yeah, because even the translation from Google Translate has this as Hello Kagome. Or Hello Lady Kagome. While the English version, Moroku says, Hey Kagome, like, super casually. I don't know why the English version of the game has Moroku behave so much more casual, whereas Moroku in the Japanese version is much more formal with Kagome. Alright, sure, why not?
弥勒様、サンゴちゃん、帰ってたのね。
Of course, Kagome's use of Moroku-sama is more out of respect for his position as a monk. Let's see. In the English version, Kagome says, Moroku, Sango, you're back. While the translation has this as, Moroku, Sango, you returned home. Although instead of you returned home, I think just you returned would be reworded a little better. Let's see. In the English version, Sango says, we just got back. According to Google Translate, Sango says, we just got here. While the Deep L translation has Sango say, we just got here a few minutes ago. Which, I feel like the Deep L translator made that longer than it actually is supposed to be. So I'd stick with either the English versions, we just got back, or the Google Translate version of we just got here. In the English version, InuYasha remarks that sure took you a while. But the translation for this is apparently, from Google Translate, you two were late, or from the Deep L translator, you two are late. I mean, I'm fine with the English version, but otherwise I might go with the Deep L translator's version.
そう言うな、犬夜叉。こっちも大変だったのだ。時に、その方は。
Let's see. In the English version, Moroku says, don't say that, InuYasha. We went through a lot. Hey, who is that? While the translation has this as, don't say that, InuYasha. We had a tough time too. What about you? So this is a little interesting, because the English version, Moroku is already pointing out the presence of Kururugi, like, You guys have a +1. Who's this? While the Japanese version seems to be Moroku trying to get a conversation of learning what InuYasha and the others have been up to. Let's see what happens here.
この子は私と同じ現代から来たのよ。
So in the English version, Kagome speaks up saying, "Oh yeah, this kid came from the present, like me." While the translation... sorry, one moment. Let's see. Yeah, okay, Moroku's question at the, in his previous conversation. Oh great, I need to pull that back up. So yeah, Moroku said, "We had a tough time too, what about you?" Considering Kagome immediately goes into introducing Kururugi, I think instead of "what about you," there should be, it should be, like, not the "hey, who is that?" from the English version, but more a sense of, okay, hold on. So yeah, okay. Borrowing slightly from the English version, the translation of Moroku's dialogue should probably be, "Don't say that, InuYasha, we had a tough time too," and then notices Kururugi's presence, then asks, "Oh, who are you?" And then Kagome steps in and says, according to the translation, yeah, this child comes from the same modern era as me." Which just changed child to kid because Kagome says this kid came from the present like me. But this... I don't know if this really changes much since... no. Oh, actually, no. Hold on. No, this does change quite a bit. This does change a bit. So, in the English version, Kagome just says, "This kid is from the present, like me." But Kagome's... if this translation is accurate, Kagome specifically saying that Kururugi comes from the same modern era as me, considering Kururugi outright mentioned cell phones earlier, means that Kagome is familiar with what a cell phone is. But here's the thing. I had a conversation back with the... when I streamed the English version back in March. With someone in chat. I brought up how Kururugi, or almost specifically Michiru, but Kagome has this ending too, in Kagome's ending, gets a photo of Kagome showing up on their phone. And I went into a whole thing of how Kururugi more likely would have got it, which was, given how much time the group spends in the feudal era, it's more than likely by the time Kururugi and Kagome got close enough for Kururugi to ask Kagome for a picture, their cell phone was dead. but which means the only way Kururugi could have gotten the photo would be if Kagome sent the photo. And in order to do that, Kagome would have had to have taken the picture herself, which would mean that Kagome would have a cell phone. But this is where things get a little weird, because in the fan base, it's largely accepted that the present that Kagome comes from is like 1996, 1997, because that was around the time the manga was written. Even though they never directly state a year in the manga or the anime to try and keep it as vague as possible. But when I brought up the whole picture with the cell phone, someone in chat mentioned that had brought up that cell phones were apparently publicly available in Japan around 1996. But I recently looked it up, and the first cell phone that was capable of taking pictures, called a mobile video phone at the time, wasn't available in Japan until 1999. And in particular, the type of cell phone that Kururugi has, that we see at the end of the game from Kagome's route, is one that wasn't really around until 2004. Which makes sense, because that was around when the game was released. So, like, 2003, 2004. If Kagome is saying that Kururugi comes from the same modern era as me, this would, again, suggest that she knows what a cell phone is, which means that Kagome's present, as far as Cursed Mask is concerned, is 2003, 2004, instead of 1996, 1997. So there's a sliding time scale there. So it's not just, it isn't simply a branch timeline. Cursed Mask is just straight up an alternate timeline. Because, like, Kagome said she's a third year in junior high, and we know she was in her final year of middle school in the anime and manga, and we do know she was 15. So that remains the case. So instead, Kagome's present moves from 1996 to 1997 up to 2003 to 2004, with apparently nothing else changing. Like, that's just kind of, like, that's the only way I could see for Kagome to confidently state that Kururugi's from the same modern era, which would imply she knows what a cell phone is, and the whole thing with the cell phone and the photo at the end of Kagome's route. Sorry for that little tangent, but I kind of felt like I needed to bring it up. Because it's kind of important for this game's story, I feel. Let's see. Here. That shouldn't be... Yeah, okay. Okay, that simply is not being Oh, no, hold on. No, I see what the problem was. That one had the translation flipped. So I'm not really getting a good translation off of this from Songo, but in the English version, she responds with "I see" to Kagome's explanation.
Konnichiwa.
And then this is just Kururugi saying hello.
Kagome-san, この人たちは友達?
in the English version, Kururugi also says hello. And then says, are these your friends, Kagome? While the translation says, Kagome-san, are these people your friends? So, pretty much the same thing.
この二人は弥勒様とサンゴちゃん。
Alright. In the English version, Kagome says, yes, this is Moroku and Sango. While the translation says, yes, these two are Moroku-sama and Sango-chan.
弥勒様は法力を使える法師様で、サンゴちゃんは妖怪の退治屋さん。
Here, the translation is, Moroku is a priest who can use magical powers, and Sango is a monster exterminator. No. Saying they're magical powers, I think, isn't correct. In the English version, Kagome says Moroku is a monk that can use the power of the Buddhist sutras, and Sango is a demon slayer. So they translated Sango's correctly, though, like, because, yeah, yokai exterminator, demon slayer, pretty much. It's like, similar enough. Okay. So, the Google Translate says Moroku is a priest who can use magical powers. But the Deep L translator says Moroku is a Dharma master who can use his Dharma power. So I'm pretty sure that... I'm pretty sure the translation should be Moroku is a Buddhist monk who can use... who can use spiritual power. Or... Actually, no, since the English version says the power of the Buddhist sutras. So let's see. Moroku is a Buddhist monk. Let's see, what would Dharma power be then? Because it's definitely not magical power. The power of the Buddhist Sutra seems like a bit much. I'm honestly not sure how I'd reword that from the translation. So I think I'd just stick with the English version because it works perfectly fine. Moroku is a monk that can use the power of the Buddhist sutras, and Sango is a demon slayer. Why not mention the wind tunnel? Because that comes up later.
二人とも一緒に奈落を追っている仲間なの。
Let's see. In the English version, Kagome says, like us, they're trying to destroy Naraku. According to the translation, I don't know why, but the translation starts this with, both of us were comrades in pursuit of Naraku together. Instead of both of us, I think it should be all of us were comrades in pursuit of Naraku together. Although I do kind of prefer the English version here from Kagome, being like us, they're trying to destroy Naraku. Although... Yeah, because the Deep L translator has "we're friends" chasing Naraku together. And yet it still has both of you. So I'm pretty sure it should be. I'm pretty sure it should be all of us. We're friends pursuing Naraku together. I think that sounds a bit better.
へえ、そうなんだ。よろしく。
Right? According to the translation, Kururugi is saying, "Oh, I see. I'm Michiru. Nice to meet you." While in the English version, Kururugi says pretty much the same thing.
こちらこそよろしくお願いします。
Alright. According to the translation, Moroku says, "Thank you very much. I look forward to working with you." While in the English version, he just says, "Nice to meet you too."
よろしく。
And Sango is just a straightforward "nice to meet you." While in the English version says, "Nice to meet you too." Okay, so same thing. Okay. So now, let's see what's different here.
こやつはこう見えても式神という不思議な力を使えるのじゃ。
Because we got Shikigami again. Let's see how this turns out, because in the English version, Shippo says, "This kid doesn't look very strong, but knows how to use the mysterious power of the Shikigami." The translation... according to the translation, Shippo says, "Even though he doesn't look like..." Okay, no, that's weird. Alright, Google Translate needs this. This definitely needs to be rewritten. But, Google Translate has Shippo saying, "Even though he doesn't look like this, he has the mysterious power of Shikigami." I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be, "Even though he doesn't look like much, he has the mysterious power of Shikigami." Which is actually not too different from the English version. The only difference is, of course, being Shippo says, "This kid doesn't look very strong," while the translation says, "Even though he doesn't look like much." And the English version also says, "The mysterious power of the Shikigami," while the translation is, "The mysterious power of Shikigami."
Oh.
And then that's just Moroku sounding impressed. Let's see. In the English version, Kururugi responds with, "Oh, it's nothing really," because, of course, Kururugi
そう言われるとなんだか照れるな。
doesn't really have much self-confidence. He's just like, yeah, it doesn't really do anything though. But according to the translation, ooh, ooh. Okay, no, the translation definitely is a bit better. According to Google Translate, Kururugi says, "When you say that, I feel a bit embarrassed." While the Deep L translation, Kururugi says, "When you say so, I'm kind of nervous." I do like the Google Translate result a bit more. Because the English version, again, Kururugi's like, it's no big deal. Although, you can interpret that as either he's kind of growing an ego, which I fucking hope not. Or he's like, it's like compared to like Shippo, Kagome, and InuYasha, it hasn't really done a whole lot. But here from the Japanese version, from Shippo saying that Kururugi might not look like much, but he can use a mysterious power. It feels like Kururugi's being embarrassed from being praised, I think it is. I think that's what it's supposed to be. Even though it's kind of a backhanded compliment because he might not look like much.
De, 奈落の行方は分かったのかよ。
Let's see. So, the translation here, InuYasha is saying, "So, have you found out where Naraku is headed?" While the English version, he says, "Did you find out where Naraku is?" Okay, kind of a difference here. English version is just a straight up, "Have you found him?" Whereas, according to the translation, if this is accurate, InuYasha is like, "Do you know what direction Naraku's going?"
はっきりしたことが分かったわけじゃないのですが、
Let's see. Really? All of that becomes something so little? Okay. So in the English version, Moroku answers with, "We didn't find out anything specific," but the translation is, "I don't know for sure."
城でいろいろと怪しいことが起きているようです。
Ooh, okay. Alright, one moment. So, translations of Moroku's lines here is, "I don't know for sure. There seem to be a lot of strange things happening at the castle." I'm pretty sure there should be a "but" at the start of that one. Because, like, I don't know for sure, but there seem to be a lot of strange things happening at the castle. Well, in the English version, he says, we didn't find out anything specific, but there are a lot of strange things happening in the castle." Okay.
怪しいってどういうこと？
Here, Kururugi. Hold up. Huh. Okay, the translation here It says that Kururugi is asking, what do you mean suspicious? What? But that's not what was translated from Moroku. It said there seemed to be a lot of strange things. So either Moroku's dialogue needs to change strange to suspicious, or Kururugi's dialogue needs to change from suspicious to strange. Though, considering the English version has Moroku say there are a lot of strange things happening in the castle, and then Kururugi asks what kind of strange things, I would probably go with the English version on this.
おや、あなたも気になりますか?
Alright, from here... according to the translator, Moroku is asking, oh, you're curious too? While the English version, he asks, are you interested too? I mean, similar enough.
うん。僕がこの世界に来たことも奈落が関係しているらしいから。
Alright, and then the translation here, Kururugi says, yeah, it seems that Naraku is also involved in my coming to this world. While the English version, Kururugi says, yes, it seems Naraku has something to do with why I came into this world. Similar enough. I'd be fine with either or.
神楽と宇津木のあの口ぶりからするとどうも間違いなさそうね。
Alright, in the English version, Kagome says, from what Kagura and Utsugi were talking about, I gather that that is definitely the case. While the translation, according to the translation, she says, from the way Kagura and Utsugi spoke, it seems likely that there is no mistake. So, pretty much the same thing, definitely worded differently. Though it definitely gives the sense that Kagome is speaking to Kururugi about this, considering Moroku and Sango don't know who Utsugi is. Utsugi is a new player on the board.
Hmm. 私が聞いた話だと
In the English version, from Moroku, Alright, in the English version, Moroku says, from what I've heard, according to the translation, he says, from what I've heard. So, pretty much the same start.
城で飼われていた牛が一斉にいなくなったとか。
According to the translation, the cows kept at the castle suddenly disappeared. While in the English version, he says all the cows on the castle grounds have disappeared. Pretty much the same thing.
城へ年貢を納めに行った者が誰も帰ってこないとか。
Let's see. And then continuing the translation, it says, no one who went to the castle to pay their taxes ever returned. While the English version, he says, and all the people who've gone to pay their taxes have never come back.
とにかく城の周りではおかしなことが起こっているのは確かなようですな。
And then, ending with, anyway, it seems certain that something strange is happening around the castle, according to the translation. While the English version says, there's definitely a lot of strange things happening around the castle. I mean, that entire bit isn't all that different from the English version, so could go with either the translation or the English version.
妖怪が退去して城の方へ行くのを見たって話もあったしね。
And from Songo, according to the translation, is there were also rumors that a large group of yokai were seen heading towards the castle. While in the English version, she says, a whole bunch of demons were seen heading towards the castle. So slight difference there. The translation, from the translation, Songo says there were also rumors that a large group of yokai were seen heading towards the castle. But in the English version, it seems like Kagome is saying that this is a known fact. So I actually think I'd probably go with the translated version because like Morocco was only bringing up like strange things that were happening, so it does make sense that Songo would say that it's a rumor of demons going to the castle. Because if they did see a whole bunch of demons going to the castle, somehow I feel like they wouldn't be like, okay, let's put this on hold and trek back to Kaede's to meet up with InuYasha and the others. So I feel like Songo saying that it's a rumor makes a bit more sense, because then that's more like, okay, this is a rumor, we should go get everyone just in case. Because otherwise, if there were demons, I'm pretty sure these two probably would have tried to take them out on their own.
妖怪の群れか。奈落の匂いがプンプンするな。
Alright, interesting translation. In the English version, InuYasha says, a bunch of demons, huh? This stinks of Naraku. According to the translation, InuYasha says, a swarm of yokai. The smell of hell reeks strong in the air. Which, I guess you could say is correct, because Naraku does mean hell. It also means abyss, but whatever. So I'm pretty sure the translation should be a swarm of yokai. The stench of Naraku reeks strong in the air. So either that or stick with the English version, both are fine.
そうなんだ。それで、その城ってどこにあるの？
In the English version, Kururugi says, yes, so where's the castle? While the translation apparently says, okay, so where's the castle? Or, well, at least according to the Google Translate, the Deep L translator is, I see. So, that castle, where is it? Honestly, I would say I'd go with the Google Translate result just to replace the yes from the English version with an okay. But I don't really have a problem with the Deep L translated result. No, I think I'd rather go with the Google Translate result.
ここからだと鼓の村を通るのが早いでしょうな。
Hi, Tazumi Village. According to the translation, Moroku says it would be quicker to go through Suzumi Village from here. Well, in the English version, Moroku says, from here it is best to go through Suzumi Village. Slight difference. English version says that it would be best to go through Suzumi, while the translation says it would be fastest to go through Suzumi. And of course, the fastest route isn't always the best route. So, up in the air. Either one's fine.
じゃあまずはその鼓の村だね。
Alright. Weird. Alright. From the English version, Kururugi says, well, our first step is to get there then. While the translation apparently says, then first of all, there's Suzumi Village.
帰ってきたばかりだというのに、もう出発ですか？なんとも忙しいことです。
So the English version, I feel, is a bit more blunt on Kururugi's desire to head out. Because Kururugi just straight up says, our first step is to get there, to get to Suzumi Village. But the translation just says, first of all, there's Suzumi, then first of all, there's Suzumi Village. Which I'm not really getting anything out of from that. But it might be a language barrier thing. Probably like, okay, so first we need to get to Suzumi Village, then the castle. Which I guess wouldn't be too different from what the English version has, but whatever. Shit!
疲れているのに申し訳ないです。
Hold on! Oh, I forgot to screenshot what Moroku said to run through the translator! Haha! Oh, thank God I grabbed that. Oh, I am glad that Twitch stream has a delay. It's able to let me get that. In the English version, Moroku's response is, we just got back and we're off again already? Busy. But the translation apparently says, you've only just got back and you're already leaving? It's been a hectic time. Uh... I mean, I could definitely change the "it's been a hectic time" to... Probably "this is quite hectic"? I don't know. But the first part, I could either leave it as that, because it could be Moroku pointing out that InuYasha and the others just got back and are already planning to leave. Or reword it to, we've only just got back and we're already leaving. Because all of them just got back and already Kururugi's wanting them all to head out. And then that way it would also be a bit closer to the English version. Damn it, I did it again! I did it again! Whoa! Whoa! I nearly missed that one again. I am moving the controller out of the way. I'm moving the controller out of the way. I don't want to do that again. So in the English version, Kururugi said, "I know you're both very tired. I'm sorry." While according to the translation, Kururugi says, "I'm sorry. I know you're both tired." Now then! Moroku's line here. Ooh, no, this is interesting. Huh. Alright. In the English version, Moroku remarks, "Thank you for being concerned about me. You're very kind." According to the Deep L translator, Moroku just says, "Thank you for your concern." But according to Google Translate, Moroku says, "Thank you for your concern. I'm sorry." Huh. But then there's also the fact the English version has Moroku say, "Thank you for being concerned about me." Which really only works if you're playing as Kagome, because Moroku being Moroku. He's going to Moroku. Let's see. Next up. Oh, hey, Kaede.
おやおや、帰ったと思ったらもう出発するのか？少しは休んでいったらどうだい？
Right, according to the translation, Kaede says, "Oh my, I thought you would..." Oh. Okay, slight wording error. Give me a sec. So according to the English version, Kaede says, "What? You just got here and you are already leaving? Don't you want to rest a bit?" So the translation, I think, should be, "Oh my. I thought you would..." Actually, hold on. Yeah, okay, English version was, you just got here. The Deep L translator starts with, well, 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 I thought you had left. Are you leaving already? Why don't you get some rest?" So the English version has Kaede saying, "You just got here," but the Deep L translator has her saying, "I thought you had left." So I'm not really sure which one to go with, because the Google Translate result says, "Oh my, I thought you had gone home, but you're already leaving?" but you're leaving already? How about you take a little rest? So it definitely needs to be reworded. But I don't know if it should be take the route of the English version of you just got home or just got back, or take the DeepL translation route of I thought you had already left. Okay, and now the DeepL translator just changed its result. Okay. Okay. So English version, what? You just got here and you're already leaving? Don't you want to rest a bit? I would probably reword the translated result as, oh my, I thought you had just got back, but you're already... I thought you had gone... Sorry, hold on. No, I'm slipping myself up. Yeah, okay. So, rewording the translated version, I think it should most likely say, oh my, I thought you had just returned, but you're leaving already? How about you take a little rest? There! That sounds better to me.
そうね。体力を回復してから出発した方がいいかもしれないわね。
In the English version, Kagome says it's probably best if we rest up first. While, according to the translation, Kagome says, well, maybe it would be better to leave after we've recovered our strength.
その通りだ。今日はゆっくりと休むがよい。
Alright, and then, according to the translation, Kaede says, that's right, you should get some rest today. And in the English version, Kaede says, I think so too. Today, you should take it easy and rest. And we get our second day off.
どうですか、イニャシャ様。今日は一日休みということになさってはいかがでしょうか?
But before we do that and go any further, we're gonna take another quick break. Alright, and we're back. Okay, now then. Let's take the day off. From yoga here. Alright, according to the translation, Miyoga's saying, how is it, InuYasha-sama? How about taking today as a day off? While the English version, Miyoga says, how about it, InuYasha? What do you think if we take the day off today? So, not too different from the English version.
ああ、休みだって?
Okay, that translation came out pretty bad. In the English version, InuYasha responds with, huh? Take the day off? The translation, I do think, should be... Day off. But for whatever reason, both translators I'm using translated this as you're off. I don't know why, but I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be day off because that's what Miyoga said. And so InuYasha is questioning, like, really?
どういうことです？
See, from Moroku. Moroku's translation is what do you mean? Which is the exact same thing he says in English. Alright.
先日のように気の合ったお相手と二人一組でお過ごしなされては。
Okay, I'm pretty sure this translation is broken. Google Translate has this as, just like the other day, please enjoy your stay. There's definitely a bunch missing there. The English version, Miyoga says, like we did the other day, everyone can pair up with whoever they like. Let me try reading that again. Miyoga in the English version says, like we did the other day, everyone can pair up with whoever they like. So I'm pretty sure the translation should... Actually, hold on. The Deep L translation is also a bit broken, but it does have a portion that the Google Translate version is apparently missing, which is a line saying a pair with a like-minded partner. So, taking both translation results into account and comparing to the English version, once again, the English version was, like we did the other day, everyone can pair up with whoever they like. So we definitely need to start the translation with, just like the other day. See. So just like the other day... Come on. I need my brain to freaking work here. Just like the other day... How the hell do I make this work? Okay, no, I think I've got something. Just from what I'm going off of, the translation could be, just like the other day, everyone pairs up with a partner and enjoys their day. I don't know, that's just what I seem to get out of it.
そうね。ちょっと息抜きも必要だし。
Alright, from the English version, Kagome says, yeah, we need a little rest too. While both translators seem to suggest that Kagome is referring to herself. Because from the Deep L translator, Kagome says, yeah, well, I need a break. While the Google Translate result, she says, yeah, I need to take a break for a bit. Let's see what the rest of it is.
みんなとの楽しい時間を過ごしてほしいしね。
Alright, and then according to Google Translate, for this one, Kagome is saying, I want Michiru-kun to have a good time with everyone too. While in the English version, Kagome says, and we want to make sure that our friend has a good time with everyone. So, this is definitely interesting because the English version has Kagome saying, like, we need to take a break too. Or, like, we need a little rest. So Kagome's referring to everyone there, like, everyone needs to have a break. And that everyone should make sure that Kururugi enjoys their time with everyone. But according to the translation, the first one is Kagome saying that she personally needs a break, but that she also wants Kururugi to have a good time with the others, or with everyone. So either it's an interesting context of Kagome both being selfish but looking out for Kururugi, or just change the I want Michiru to have a good time to we want Michiru, and instead of I need a break to we need a break, to fall back in line with the English version. Honestly, either one could work pretty fine. The translated result probably a little more so, especially with the first one of Kagome saying that she needs a break, because let's be honest, Kagome is not as physically capable as the rest of the group. So it stands to reason she's going to need a rest more often than the others. So it makes sense that she'd be like, considering what we've gone through since the last time we had a rest, like having to go to Kasasagi, deal with Kagura. Like, Kagome probably feels much more exhausted than the others. Well, feels more exhausted than InuYasha would be, and then there's Kururugi, who's the fresh face, is definitely going to be the most exhausted. But then also Kagome specifically looking out for Kururugi because they're both from the present. It's like, yeah, I want to make sure Kururugi enjoys their time with everyone while they're able.
Hmm? いいんじゃない?
Come on. Right, according to the translation, Songo's response here is, that sounds good. Well, in the English version, yeah, Songo says the exact same thing anyway.
それは素晴らしい。犬夜叉にはない優しさと思いやりを感じますね。
Alright. Then, according to the translation, Moroku says, "That's wonderful. I can sense a kindness and compassion in you that InuYasha doesn't have." While in the English version, Moroku says, "That's great. You're kind and thoughtful, unlike InuYasha." Which is interesting, because according to the translation, it almost comes off as though Moroku hasn't experienced the kinder side of Kagome, except this is post-season, like, this is the group after InuYasha gets the backlash wave. Moroku should know how kind Kagome is, except for when it comes to InuYasha, because InuYasha's a piece of shit. While the English version is just straight up Moroku pointing out how kind and thoughtful Kagome is compared to InuYasha.
なんだとミロク。
Okay, in the English version, InuYasha remarks, "What did you say, Moroku?" While according to the translation, Google Translate has InuYasha saying, "What is it, Moroku?" And the Deep L translator is, "What the hell, Moroku?" Honestly, any of them is fine by me.
まあまあ、それでは今日は休みということで。
Okay. So in the English version, Myoga says, "Take it easy. So today is going to be our day off." While according to the translation, Myoga just says, "Okay, well then today is a day off."
今日は誰と一緒に過ごしたい？
And as always, Kagome is the one who asks who we want to spend the day with. So, Michiru, who would you like to spend the day with today? While the English version is... Michiru, so who do you want to travel with today? Ah! Okay. So once Moroku and Songo show up, they get rid of the extra text that was next to InuYasha, Kagome, and Shippo's names, which were spend time with. And now it's just, alright, pick a name. You know how this works now. So, of course, we're gonna go with Kagome.
ありがとう。
In the English version, she responds with, "Thank you." While according to the translation, she says, "Well, thank you." But in the English version, it's kind of a very flat "thank you." But here it in Japanese, it sounded a bit more like she was getting a little flustered, I think. I don't know. Let's see.
今日は天気もいいし、のんびりと昼寝でもすっか。
Okay. So for the other pairing options, I can't exactly do a comparison anymore. Because in the English version, InuYasha paired off with Moroku. But here he's pairing off with Shippo. So... it is not worth me trying to translate what they're saying, because I don't have the comparative piece.
いいの。オラも付き合うぞ。
Uh,
れでは散歩にでも行くとしますか。
私も付き合うよ。
さあ、私たちも行きましょう。
Oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh, hold on. Phone was acting a little weird. Alright, in the English version, Kagome says, let's go too. But according to the translators, he says, come on, let's go too. Or, at least according to Google Translate, the translation here is, come on, let's go too. Whereas according to the Deep L translator, Kagome says, come on, let's get going. One moment. Okay.
あれ、その弓。
Alright, so how does Kururugi screw himself over with this one in the Japanese version? Sorry, one moment. Sorry about that. So in the English version, Kururugi asks, huh? What's the bow for? While in the translation, according to the Deep L translator, Kururugi says, hey, that bow. While according to Google Translate, Kururugi says, oh, that bow. So, English version is, of course, Kururugi asking why Kagome has the bow. But the Japanese version is Kururugi noticing that Kagome has grabbed the bow.
ちょっと練習しようかと思って。
Let's see. See, Kagome's response in Japanese is, yeah, I thought I'd try practicing a bit. While in the English version, she says, I thought I would practice a little. Huh.
いつもぶっつけ本番じゃさすがにね。
Okay. And then continues with... Oh, hold on. In the English version, Kagome continues with, I won't get any better if I don't. While the translation says... It's not like we always do it on the spot, of course.
Eh, じゃあ僕も付き合うよ。
So I guess that's something a little different. Because Kagome saying that she figured she'd get some practice, and won't get any better. But from the translation, remarks like, still has the, I want to do some practice, but I'm not gonna do it right here. At least I think that's what it's trying to get at. Yeah, it's not like we always do it on the spot, of course. I think that's supposed to be like, so I'm going to like take it and go somewhere else for practice because I'm not going to do it right here. I don't know, I might be interpreting that wrong. In the English version, Kururugi says, I'll come too. According to the translators, the Deep L translator has Kururugi say, huh, okay, I'll go with you. While Google Translate says, oh, well, I'll join you. I do think I like the Google Translate version a bit better.
どう？弓矢っていうのも結構難しくて、なかなか狙い通りにはいかないのよね。
Alright. Yeah, I'm curious if there's any difference to Kururugi making an absolute fool of themselves. Let's see. In the English version, Kagome says, it's not that easy to use a bow and arrow. It's difficult to hit your target. While according to the translation, she says, well, bows and arrows are quite difficult, and it's hard to aim exactly how you want. Okay, so that's just supposed to be a hum of thought.
よし。じゃあ僕が教えてあげるよ。
Then again, I do feel like Kururugi's going to screw up in the same way from the English version because I'm pretty sure, like, the whole thing about the archery club is a little too specific. So in the English version, Kururugi responds with, okay, I'll show you how. While the translation apparently comes out as, okay, then I'll teach you.
Ah, ありがとうって弓引いたことあるの？
Here we go. In the English version, Kagome says, thank you, but have you ever used one before? While, according to the translation, she says, oh, thank you. But have you ever shot a bow?
こう見えても弓道部の主将だった。
Oh no. Oh no. What? No way! No freaking way! That can't be what he's saying! No! Hold on, no, this can't be right! This can't be right! Hold on, no! I need to continue this.
やつが斜め後ろに座ってた。
Okay, give me a sec. Give me a sec. I need some context here. Because oh no. Because there's no way that one was accurate. Yeah, okay. Okay, I was about to freak out for a moment. Oh shit! Oh, translator's been messing with me. Okay, no, I don't need to pull up the English version yet. So this is what threw me off to the previous bit of dialogue from Kururugi. The translation apparently was... Even though I don't look like it, I was the captain of the archery club. That's how he starts. And that threw me off. I was like, there's no way. There's no way there's no way Kururugi was the captain of the archery club. Because how does it go into where the English version goes? But then the follow-up here, the translation is, he was sitting diagonally behind me. The English version was Kururugi saying, "Leave it to me." Once, the captain of the archery team was sitting to the side and back of me. So, the English version has an easier lead into it, because it isn't Kururugi directly saying that they were the captain of the archery team. They just say, once the captain of the archery team. It's like, oh, it's building up like, oh shit, they were the captain of the archery team. And then the punchline, no, they were actually sitting behind Kururugi. So I don't know why the translation starts, or I don't know why the translation is, even though I don't look like it, I was the captain of the archery club. Because then it makes this next part, like, this next part ends up making no sense. So I'm pretty sure the actual translation through line is supposed to be, oh, actually, no, I don't even know how I'd start with this. Hold on. Oh, no. Okay, no. How the hell would I... Like, aside from just going with the... Just use what's in the English version, I want to try and figure out what the actual translation would have been. Because this is a little nuts. This threw me off for such a loop. Hold on. Okay. I need to try and figure this out. This might take a bit, but I'm sorry, I need to figure this out for myself. Because this is already cooking my brain a little. How the hell do I change this? Oh no. Because the translation on both ends is so weird. Like, Google Translate gave the result of, even though I don't look like it, I was the captain of the archery club. But the Deep L translator has it as, despite appearances, I was the captain of the Japanese archery club. And neither of them can be correct because of what they lead into. Oh, I want to figure this out. I really want to figure this out. Oh no! How the hell do I solve this? How do I solve this? Like, both translators are giving me very similar results, but they don't make sense! Neither of them make sense! Especially when compared to the English version! No! I need to figure this out! Damn it! No, I'm stumped. I can't think of anything. So for now, I'm just gonna have to say, like, sticking with the English version of this dialogue for the time being. I'll see if I can find someone who can translate this better than I can, or better than the luck I'm having. Ay. So the English version is Kururugi saying, "Leave it to me. Once the captain of the archery team was sitting to the side and back of me." Ignoring the first part of the Japanese version that I'm struggling on, the section currently showing up on stream is, according to the translator, is Kururugi saying he was sitting diagonally behind me. So I need to figure out what leads in, like, how the translation from the other one would lead into this. But for now, I'm gonna leave that alone and try to figure that out later. And that sounded like Kagome letting out a sigh of, like, are you kidding me? Whereas her response in the English version was more of her getting surprised, like, from both of them, because she thought Kururugi was going to say that they were the captain of the archery club.
左手をもっと固定するといいんだよ。ほら、こうして。
Hold on. Okay. Okay. In the English version, Kururugi continues with, yes, but you have to hold your left hand more steady, like this. While in the translations, Google Translate has it as, you should hold your left hand more still. See, like this. While the Deep L translation says, you just need to fix your left hand more. Here, like this. Either one is fine.
大丈夫？
Oh god. Okay, hold on. The English version continues with Kagome saying, huh, oh, are you okay? While according to the translations, Google Translate has Kagome saying, yeah. Are you okay? And the Deep L translator having her say, yeah. Are you okay? Which, I'm kind of liking the Google Translate result here. In the English version, Kururugi's follow-up is kind of a panic. Like, he's trying to recover from a fumble, saying, I'm fine, I'm fine. So, what does Kururugi sound like here?
大丈夫大丈夫
No, he sounds more confident here. Yeah, no, like, Kururugi's kind of giving off this air that he knows what he's... Kururugi is giving off the air that they know what they're doing here. While the English version very much made it seem like Kururugi did something stupid, possibly hurt themselves, and is like, no, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. Jeez. The translation is Kururugi saying, it's okay, it's okay.
こう見えても弓道部の主将だったやつが斜め後ろに
You can hear a strain of him trying to pull the bow, which is not present in the English version, which is interesting. So Kururugi's definitely struggling with it. Okay, what? What is this translation? What? What is going on here? So the English version continues with Kururugi saying, hold on. What's going on? Yeah. Okay, so the English version continues with Kururugi saying, I'm okay, never mind. So, as I was saying, he was sitting to the side and back of me. The translations are messing with me so hard right now. According to the Google Translate result, this translation is, even though he may not look like it, he was the captain of the archery club, and right behind me was... Now there's the panic. There's the panic. Huh. Okay. In the English version, Kururugi's Kururugi's line here is, the arrow's loose. Which is suggesting that, like, while Kururugi is trying to help Kagome steady the bow and arrow, like, it kind of fell off. But, according to the translation, Kururugi is saying, well, the arrow, oh, the arrow missed! Suggesting that they let the arrow fly and it went off target. And according to the translation here, Kagome is saying, "Oh, be careful!" While in the English version, Kagome says a bit more of a stern careful. So here, it's definitely like, damn it, how the hell do I say this? Like the English version, she definitely sounds like she's being a bit more stern and, berating him, I guess, for being a little careless handling the bow and arrow. But from how she sounds here in the Japanese version, it's almost like she is trying to help him. Or them, because this scene is the same between Michiru and Kagome.
ごめん。
And according to the translator, Kururugi says, I'm sorry. Which is pretty much the same in the, English version. Okay, so what happens here?
あれ、よく考えたらこの体勢、髪のいい匂いが。
Okay. Huh. Alright. So in the English version, Kururugi says, or thinks because this is inner thoughts, huh? I can smell her hair when she stands close to me like this. But according to the translation, Kururugi's thoughts are, huh? Come to think of it, this position. Oh, her hair smells nice. So, the English version is definitely going with the implication that Kururugi and Kagome are, or specifically for this part, because Kagome doesn't have this line of thought with Kagome, but I think the implication here from the English version is that Kururugi and Kagome were standing like right up next to each other while Kururugi was trying to help teach Kagome how to use the bow. And so from the English version, Michiru is standing so close to Kagome that he can smell her hair. But the translation just mentions this position. So, considering we don't see anything after between them after this CG, who knows what could have happened? Like, Kururugi could have fallen, Kagome could have fallen on him, or something. And they wind up in a weird position that ends up with Michiru catching the smell of Kagome's hair. Who knows?
ちょっと、なんで力抜いちゃうのよ。
Oh, hold
ちゃ
on.
んと持ってよね。
Hold on. Oh, right. No. No, there is a little more. Okay, well, dialogue anyway. Okay, no, the dialogue does continue. They're still trying to hold the bow. And based on this dialogue, no, they did not actually fire the arrow. Okay. In the English version, Kagome, let's see. Yeah, Kagome says, "Hey, don't slacken your arms. Hold it steady." While according to the translation, Kagome is saying, "Hey, why are you relaxing your grip? Hold it properly." I don't know. I kind of had a little fun with that, all because of that one line getting translated the way it was, completely messing with me. Let's see. Just a moment. Yeah. Here, English version is Michiru had a fun time with Kagome. Translation is Michiru had a great time with Kagome. Oh. Hold on one moment.
おお、みんな疲れが取れたようだな。
うん。支度もできたし、そろそろ鼓の村に出発するよ。
Nope. Sorry. And I think I forgot to unmute. Whoops. Okay, so just in case, I'm gonna run that dialogue again. So the English version, Coyote had said, "It looks like you all had a good rest." While the translation for that, which was the previous dialogue, was Coyote saying, "Oh, everyone seems to have recovered from their fatigue." Though personally, I'm fine with the English version. And then this bit from Kururugi in the English version is, "Yes, and now we're all prepared. We should be on our way to Suzuki Village." And the translation for it came out as, "Well, I've got what I want, so I'll leave for Suzuki Village soon. But I think it should be rewritten to, well, we've got what we need, so we'll head for Suzuki Village soon."
そうか、ちょうどよかった。荷物になるとは思うが、これを持っていくがよい。
Let's see. And here, from the English version, Coyote says, "Good timing. I don't want to be adding to your baggage, but you should take this." And the translation says, "I see. That's perfect. I know it'll be a bit of a burden, but you can take this with you." I'm fine with either or.
これは袴？
Hmm. Interesting. Japanese version straight up says Hakama. Yeah, and the translation is even, is this Hakama? But the English version, Kururugi says a pair of old-fashioned pants? It gets interesting because when you actually get the item, in the English version, it says you got Hakama. So, what? Why? Why call them old-fashioned pants if you're just going to call them Hakama?
うん。今回は長旅になりそうだし、着替えがないとお主も困るだろう。
The translation from Kaede is, it looks like it's going to be a long trip this time, and you'll probably be in trouble if you don't have a change of clothes. While in the English version, she says, it's going to be a long journey, so a change of clothes will come in handy. I do kind of like the translated version, but then it kind of doesn't make sense when she doesn't offer the same to Kagome.
そうね。何があるかわからないし、借りておいた方がいいかもね。
Alright, and speaking of Kagome, the translation for her is, well, you never know what's going to happen, so it might be better to borrow it. While in the English version, she says, yes, we don't know what's ahead. It'll be best to take them. I do like the Google Translate result better.
袴なら僕が着てもおかしくないし。ありがとう、楓おばあちゃん。
Huh. Alright, so we've got the mention of Hakama again. In the English version, Kururugi says, as long as it's old-fashioned pants, I won't look funny wearing them. I won't look funny wearing them either. Whereas, according to the translation, Kururugi says, it's fine for me to wear a hakama. Thank you, Grandma Kaede. So that's also something of a context change. Just a little bit, because the English version is like, well, as long as it's old-fashioned pants given the era, I won't look weird wearing them. But then the Japanese version is just like, I'm fine. I'm fine with Hakama. And then, yeah, you got the Hakama, or Hakama, I'm sorry, I'm probably mispronouncing them. Okay, and then the English version gets a little weird, because for the item get, it says, you got a pair of old-fashioned pants, and then in brackets, they do use brackets! So I don't know why they don't use it for Kururugi's thoughts! It says, also known as Hakama. So,
よいよい。それでは気をつけていくのだぞ。
I am finding more and more things to dislike about the English version of the game. Because they keep doing stupid shit. So from Kaede, the translation of her dialogue here is, alright, well then, be careful. Well, in the English version, she says, now be careful. Goodbye.
行ってくるね。
And then in the English version, Kururugi follows up with, okay, bye. While the translation, according to Google Translate, is, yeah, I'll be off then. Which is definitely better. Although the Deep L translator translated this as, yeah, I'll be back. But I do think the I'll be off then is better, just because I do think that is closer to what the actual translation is, since it's usually something you say when you usually when you leave the house to go somewhere, like you call it to your family, itakimasu, or however it's pronounced. I apologize, because you're pretty much saying I'm leaving or I'm off. Jeez. That day of event, though. That really messed with me. But with that, we're gonna call it. Didn't exactly get very far. It's just fight Kagura, get introduced to Itsugi, have a day off. But again, translation on top of it makes things take a while. So next time, we make our way to Suzumi Village. And hopefully to the castle. I doubt we're gonna get to the castle in the next stream. But until next time, this has been the Azure Guardian. See ya.